Steven Frederick Seagal was born in Lansing, Michigan, on April 10, 1952, the son of a medical technician and a mathematics teacher. His mother was of Irish descent, while his father was Jewish. His paternal grandparents were Russian Jewish immigrants. During an interview for the Russian talk show Let Them Talk, Seagal stated that he has paternal ancestors from the Siberian city of Vladivostok, as well as Belarus and St. Petersburg. He stated that genetic testing determined that he has Yakut and Buryat ancestry as well. When he was 5 years old, he moved with his parents to Fullerton, California. His mother later told People magazine that prior to the move Seagal was frail and suffered from asthma. He was a puny kid back then. But he really thrived after the move. From Michigan, Seagal attended Buena Park High School in Buena Park, California, and Fullerton College between 1970 and 1971. As a teen, he spent much time in his garage listening to loud rock music. While working with a friendly old Japanese man at a dojo in Garden Grove, he was encouraged to visit Japan. Seagal moved to Japan at some point between 1971 and 1973. By 1974, he had returned to California. That year he met Miyako Fujitani, a second-degree black belt and daughter of an Osaka Aikido master who had come to Los Angeles to teach Aikido. When Miyako returned to Osaka, Seagal went with her. In 1975 they married and had a son, Kentaro, and a daughter, Ayako. He taught at the school owned by Miyako's family. As of 1990, Miyako and her brother still taught there, and her mother was the chairwoman. Seagal returned to Taos, New Mexico, with his student, and later film stuntman, Craig Dunn, where they opened a dojo, although Seagal spent much of his time pursuing other ventures. After another period in Japan, Seagal returned to the U.S. In 1983 with senior student Haruo Matsuoka, they opened an Aikido dojo, initially in North Hollywood, California, but later moved it to the city of West Hollywood. Seagal left Matsuoka in charge of the dojo, which the latter ran until the two parted ways in 1997. Seagal helped train Brazilian mixed martial artist Lyoto Machida, who credited Seagal for helping him perfect the front kick that he used to knock out Randy Couture at UFC 129 in May 2011. In 1987, Seagal began work on his first film, Above the Law, titled Nico in Europe, with director Andrew Davis. Following its success, Seagal's subsequent movies were Hard to Kill, Marked for Death, and Out for Justice. All were box office hits, making him an action hero. Later, he achieved wider, mainstream success in 1992 with the release of Under Siege, 1992, which reunited Seagal with director Andrew Davis. On April 20, 1991, Seagal hosted season 16 episode 18 of Saturday Night Live. The series' longtime executive producer Lorne Michaels and cast members David Spade and Tim Meadows called Seagal the show's worst host ever. Spade and Meadows cited Seagal's humorlessness, his ill treatment of the cast and writers, and his refusal to do a Hans and Franz sketch because the skit's title characters had previously said that they could beat up Steven Seagal. Seagal has never been invited back to the show. Meadows commented, "He didn't realize that you can't tell somebody they're stupid on Wednesday and expect them to continue writing for you on Saturday." The cast and crew's difficulties with Seagal were later echoed on air by Michaels during guest host Nicolas Cage's monologue in the September 26, 1992, season 18 premiere. When Cage worried that he would do so poorly that the audience would regard him as the biggest jerk who's ever been on the show, Michaels replied, No. That would be Steven Seagal." Seagal directed and starred in On Deadly Ground, 1994, featuring Michael Caine, R. Lee Ermey, and Billy Bob Thornton in minor supporting roles. The film emphasized environmental and spiritual themes, signaling a break with his previous persona as a genre-ready inner-city cop. On Deadly Ground was poorly received by critics, especially denouncing Seagal's long environmental speech in the film. Regardless, Seagal considers it one of the most important and relevant moments in his career. Seagal followed this with a sequel to one of his most successful films, Under Siege, titled Under Siege 2, Dark Territory, 1995. 2003 to present day, direct-to-video films and television. Other than his role as a villain in Robert Rodriguez's Machete, 2010, almost all the films Seagal has made since the latter half of 2001 have been released direct-to-video, DTV, in North America, with some theatrical releases to other countries around the world. Seagal is credited as a producer and sometimes a writer on many of these DTV movies, which include Black Dawn, Belly of the Beast, Out of Reach, Submerged, Kill Switch, Urban Justice, Pistol Whipped, Against the Dark, Driven to Kill, A Dangerous Man, Born to Raise Hell, and The Keeper. Beyond the Law, 2019, is one of Seagal's very few movies to have enjoyed a theater release in North America since Machete. In 2009, A&E Network premiered the reality television series Steven Seagal, Lawman, focusing on Seagal as a deputy in Jefferson Parish, Louisiana. In the 2010s, Seagal's direct-to-video films increasingly started to become ensemble pieces, with Seagal playing minor or supporting roles, despite the fact that he often received top billing. Maximum Conviction, Force of Execution, Gut Shot Straight, Code of Honor, Sniper Special Ops, The Asian Connection, The Perfect Weapon, Cartels, and China Salesman all exemplify this trend. This has led some commentators to criticize Seagal for his low-effort participation in movies which heavily promote his involvement. In 2011, Seagal produced and starred in an American television action series entitled True Justice. The series first aired on Nitro, a TV station in Spain, on May 12, 2011. It premiered in the UK on 5 USA, with the first episode broadcast July 20, 2011. April 26, 2012, the series was renewed for a second season airing on Reel's channel July 4, 2012. In the UK, True Justice has been repackaged as a series of DVD movies, with each disc editing together 2 episodes. Relationships and Family. While in Japan, Seagal married his first wife, Miyako Fujitani, the daughter of an Aikido instructor. With Fujitani, he had a son, actor and model Kentaro Seagal, and a daughter, writer and actress Ayako Fujitani. Seagal left Miyako to move back to the United States. During this time, he met actress and model Kelly LeBrock, with whom he began an affair that led to Fujitani's granting him a divorce. Seagal was briefly married to actress Adrienne La Russa in 1984, but that marriage was annulled the same year over concerns that his divorce had not yet been finalized. LeBrock gave birth to Seagal's daughter Annalisa in early 1987. Seagal and LeBrock married in September 1987 and their son Dominic was born in June 1990. Their daughter Arissa was born in 1993. The following year, LeBrock filed for divorce citing irreconcilable differences. Seagal is married to Mongolian Erdenatuya Bitsu, better known as El. They have one son together, Kenzong. From an early age, El trained as a dancer at the Children's Palace in Ulaanbaatar, Mongolia. After her graduation from high school and the Children's Palace, she pursued a career as a professional dancer. She won a number of dancing contests and was considered the top female dancer in Mongolia, excelling at ballroom dancing in particular. Elle first met Seagal in 2001, when she worked as his interpreter during his visit to Mongolia. Seagal has 7 children from 4 relationships, 2 grandchildren by his eldest son, Kentaro, and 1 granddaughter by his daughter Ayako Fujitani. In addition to his biological offspring, Seagal is the guardian of Yabshi Pan Rinzawangmo, the only child of the 10th Panchen Lama of Tibet. When she studied in the United States, Seagal was her minder and bodyguard.